Hello, everybody. I am WaywornWyrm, and I am here with my wife Wormette, and Nosy and Kane, and we are going to start playing the Curse of Strahd. And this episode is primarily going to be character creation. So, we are going to be starting with Wormette's character, Unknown Goliath.
Alright, I've opened it up.
Excellent. So, you've got class fighter, level 1. That is both correct. And let's have you start rolling your stats. So the easiest way to do that would be to go over and open up the dice roller.
Got it.
And then go...
Oops. It went already.
Yeah. If you go into advanced roll...
Okay.
Roll 4d6, and then under optional additional settings, make sure that separate is clicked.
Separate. Got it.
And then roll, and we're going to be doing that 6 times to get your stats.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
There's the first.
That's 5d6.
Cheating already.
It says 4.
That's weird.
4d6 plus
Yeah.
0.
Why is it showing 5?
Look, it even says 4d6 right
Yeah.
there.
That is so odd.
Yep.
Can we just cut out the last one?
Sure, and then you'll also be dropping the lowest, so...
Here, let me try putting 3 in and see what it does for 3.
Okay.
Nope, 3 is 3. Okay, I'm gonna go back up to 4. It's not me, guys. It's not me.
Weird. What is going on?
Let me try.
Yours says 4d6, but there's 4.
Yep.
That is so weird.
But you can see the command that I'm doing.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, wait.
It's the
Is
same
there-
command.
Do you have a 46 plus something?
No.
It says plus 0.
Weird.
Yeah, if you look at my roll and Wormette's rolls, it's the same command.
That is so odd.
Ooh, I got 4.
Yay.
There we go.
It worked.
Okay, we're ready. That's okay. I need how many more?
Okay, you need a total of 6, and remember, on each one, you're going to be dropping the lowest die. So you're just going to take the highest 3 numbers. So
Okay.
this would be 8.
I didn't.
We'll just
I
take
didn't
the
change
first
anything.
4.
That is
Okay.
so strange.
Okay, so
So weird.
I've got
How many? Hey, the last one's 4 again. This is great. We're getting there.
just
I had
a
one
second.
with 6.
Okay, and that is going to be one more.
One more?
Yep.
Hey, it's 4.
Okay. So it looks like you have 8, 17, 10, 10, 12, and 12. I would definitely say put the 17 in your strength.
Okay.
And then the 2 12s, probably dexterity and constitution.
All right. Check.
Okay. And then the 8.
Can you guys see my character sheet, or is it just me?
I can see it, and I have it up. They should be able to see it, but not edit it.
Oh, yep, I see it under the second tab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you have intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You need to move one of those down to 8.
Okay.
And
What are the numbers that I have left? I didn't write any down. Sorry.
8, 10, and 10.
8, 10, and 10? Okay.
Yep.
I'll just be less charismatic.
Okay. And then
Are you doing
if
construction over there?
Oh, sorry, it's just moving around a little bit. We open up the fighter in the compendium. It says the hit points. Hit points at first level are 10 plus your Constitution modifier,
Okay.
which is 1. So you'll have 11 hit points.
So little. All right, 11. My armor class is 11. Oh man, I'm gonna die.
That's what armor's for.
Okay. And then starting proficiencies. Let's pick your skills real quick. So choose 2 of the following: acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival.
It already has my intimidation as a -1.
Yes, because
Okay.
Charisma,
it's
isn't
a charisma-based stat. Oh, you're a Goliath, which means you have athletics automatically trained.
Okay.
That is a
So I
racial
check the
benefit.
box?
Yes.
Checked.
Two seconds.
Oh, I didn't know intimidation was charisma.
Yeah. Intimidation is charisma.
Can I switch my wisdom and charisma then?
Sure. But keep in mind, perception is a wisdom-based thing.
All right, fine. I'll just grow in my charisma then.
Okay.
All right, so how many more do you want me to check?
2 more with acrobatics, animal handling, history, insight, intimidation, perception, or survival. You pick-
I want intimidation. Will that help?
Yeah, that will give you a +2 bonus in intimidation, which brings you to 1.
All right.
Oh, also, before we get too far, remember, as a Goliath, your strength score goes up by 2, and your constitution goes up by 1. So you're actually at 19 strength and 13 constitution.
Do I change that, or are you changing that?
I can change it real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I only saw my saving throws change. I didn't see anything in the character thing change. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, no, see, you turned on your
I
stuff.
didn't mean to turn on my microphone.
No.
Sorry.
Yes. Where is it?
Right, click on them. Click on the desktop icon. Desktop icon, the green one. Better? Okay,
Yeah,
there we
I
go.
don't know.
I don't know why it.
Auto-enabled itself.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about
I
that.
hate it when inanimate objects do that. Such a drag.
Okay. So you have one more skill to pick from.
Okay. There was a hearty list here, and I actually don't see it in the pages you gave me already. So, can you
Yep.
tell me what might be
Acrobatics,
helpful?
animal handling, history, insight, perception, survival.
How about survival?
Okay. Survival would be good. So that's going to be things like tracking, and if you guys get lost in the woods, survival's going to help with that.
Alrighty.
Okay. And if you go into features and traits, oh, that's really awesome. Here, I will start adding in.
In my character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have things like
I'm a natural athlete.
mm-hmm.
This says I'm a dwarf.
What?
I thought you were a Goliath.
Well, there's a size differential here.
It's like
There. That should do it.
All right.
Okay, so you are proficient in a bunch of armors, essentially all weapons, and we can add this in later. This might bog everything down, so. Okay. You start with the following items. It's going to be several A and B choices. Are you ready?
It's not letting me click in the item. Oh, I had item. Okay. Go ahead.
So you can pick either chainmail or leather armor, a longbow, and 20 arrows.
Column B seems quite extensive.
Yes. Chainmail is a much better armor.
Okay,
And-
let's do that one.
Okay.
Is it MAILLE?
MAIL.
Okay.
Okay. Then the second one is A, a martial weapon and a shield, or B, 2 martial weapons.
2 martial weapons.
Okay.
What's that little weight thing next to?
This tracks encumbrance.
No.
It does. We're going to be tracking encumbrance in this game.
uh-oh.
Bummer.
No. It's MARTIAL.
Okay.
Choice 3 is a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or 2 hand axes.
Oh, Are the martial weapons ranged, or are those...
They can be ranged. It depends. I think what the 2 martial weapons, they're thinking behind that is you have, like, 2 swords, for example.
Okay. So then it's
Or-
2 axes or a bow?
2 hand axes or a light crossbow, yeah.
Was this my only opportunity for a ranged weapon?
This is if you want to use one of your martial weapons to get a ranged weapon, you can do that and go with the 2 hand axes and have your other martial weapon be what you hold in your main hand and then one of the hand axes and you're off.
Okay, I'll go with 2 hand axes.
Okay. And then there is a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack.
Which one do I want? I don't have the listing here. Or you can tell me what page it's on in the player's handbook. But otherwise, I don't know what's in either.
Let's see what page.
Or Kane, Nasi, do either of you have a preference of which pack I'm choosing here?
Oh, sorry, what were the options?
Dungeoneer's pack or Explorer's pack. You can find their descriptions on page 151 of the player's handbook.
All right.
Yeah.
He's actually right next to me, for those watching.
Let's see. Engineer, backpack, crowbar, hammer. I think with what little I know about the adventure, the Explorer's pack might be more helpful. But I'm not positive.
Does it have rope?
Yes. Oh?
I think they both have rope.
Yes. 50 feet of rope. They both have 50 feet of rope. Adventurer's pack has more climbing gear, torches.
All right, what was consensus?
Sounds like Explorer's pack.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next thing you pick is your fighting style. This is something that's going to... it says you adopt a particular style of fighting as your specialty. Choose a fighting style from the list of optional features. You can't take the same fighting style option more than once, even if you get to choose again.
Okay.
Okay, so you start. Your choices are archery, which you gain a +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons.
All right.
Defense. While you are wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to AC.
I like that. My 11. All right.
Your 11's actually higher because you have chainmail armor now.
Okay.
Dueling. When you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon.
I like that one.
Great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll that die and must use the new roll, even if the new roll is a 1 or a 2. The weapon must have the two-handed or versatile property for you to gain this benefit.
Okay.
Protection. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must...
I'm not wielding a shield, so
Yep.
that wouldn't be this one.
2
weapon fighting. I do have 2 weapons.
You do. And what that would look like right now is when you use your second attack, which would be a bonus action, you would add +4 to all damage rolls.
All right, let's do 2 weapon fighting.
Okay. And then you also have Second Wind, which is on your turn, you can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level once per rest. which also...
A short or a long rest.
Yes, it can be a short rest or a long rest. What you also have, because you're a Goliath, is when you take damage once per rest, you can use your reaction to roll a d12, add your Constitution modifier to that roll, and reduce the damage you take by that total.
What is that called?
That is called Stone's Endurance.
I'm not seeing that listed. Is that on something special you have?
That is going to be on your Goliath race page. So it's going to be of the
okay.
2 pages I printed out earlier for you.
Got it.
Yep.
Stone's Endurance. Okay, I see it. So with the second win box that I have on my character sheet, how do I use that?
I don't see that.
It's right above the natural athlete.
Oh.
Right between flaws and...
Yeah, so... That would just be... I'm not sure yet.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Do you have an idea of what alignment you would want to be?
I thought I was going to roll for it. That's not...
Yes, we definitely can do that. So you want to just
included in the rolls?
Generally, that part isn't. But we are moving on to rolling for just about everything. Because that is how you would like to do it. The first thing, however, is you pick a background. I don't have any tables to roll for a background.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
So how about we just, alignment-wise, we can start with chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Because I don't even know what type of party we are yet, so I don't know if we're evil.
I don't think we're going to be evil.
Probably not evil.
Probably gonna fight evil, so I'll go chaotic neutral.
Are we? No, I'm kidding.
Do you want to be the special Curse of Strahd background?
Sure.
Okay, that is going to be Haunted One.
Haunted one.
Yes. You are haunted by something so terrible that you dare not speak of it. You've tried to bury it and run away from it, to no avail. Whatever this thing that haunts you can't be slain with a sword or banished with a spell. It might come to you as a shadow on the wall, a blood-curdling nightmare, a memory that refuses to die, or a demonic whisper in the dark. The burden has taken its toll, isolating you from most people and making you question your sanity. You must find a way to overcome it before it destroys you.
So dramatic.
A little bit.
All right.
Okay, so you get to choose one more skill between Arcana, Investigation, Religion, or Survival. Since you're already trained in Survival, it's just Arcana, Investigation, or Religion. I would say maybe skip Religion, simply because I think both of the other 2 players are going to be trained in Religion.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we've got that covered with the Cleric and Paladin.
Yeah.
So maybe investigation then?
Sure. That sounds like a good one.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. So you can speak Common and Giant, and it wants you to pick one other from the following list. Abyssal, which is the language of demons, celestial, which is angels, deep speech, which is what creatures from the Underdark speak, draconic, infernal, which is the language of devils, primordial, sylvan, or undercommon.
Holy crap. Or will any of these languages help this not turn into a TPK?
Abyssal has oddly come in handy in way too many games we've played.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, with the possible exception of deep speech and undercommon, I'm pretty sure I can remember places in the adventure where any of those other languages would be useful.
Okay. So, Nosy, which one did you say?
Abyssal.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
It's weird how many times it's come up randomly in games that we've played in.
You also get the Monster Hunters pack.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Does it come with an oversized weapon?
Different monster.
Okay, so the next thing to do is roll 1d10 to figure out what your harrowing event is.
Okay.
10. You did terrible things to avenge the murder of someone you loved. You became a monster, and it haunts your waking dreams.
Gosh, this guy has so much drama.
What did you do?
Okay, roll a 1d8 to get your personality trait.
Are you putting this in my sheet somewhere, Trav?
Currently not.
Can you help a wormette out?
Let's see, where would we... I will figure out a place... Oh, bio and information. I will put it there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, that's another tab. Perfect. Mine's completely blank, so if you can enter blocks there, that's cool.
You have to go to...
Oh, there it is. It's
edit.
bio.
Roll a 1d8 real quick. 2, okay.
Ooh, I remember. Alright, I'll do it. Do you want to pop on my camera?
Okay.
So what I did was I just indicated in the character backstory that I rolled a 10 for a triggering event. So I'll just fill it in with what that actually means later.
Okay. There's Kane.
Hi.
We see a great your shirt, and that's about it.
Isn't that amazing?
So personality traits, you rolled a 2, which is I like to read and memorize poetry. It keeps
the crap?
It keeps me calm and brings me fleeting moments of happiness. And that is going to be on your core page up at the top right by speed.
Okay.
Okay, roll a 1d6 to see what your ideal is.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got a 3.
I kill monsters to make the world a safer place and to exercise my own demons. Which is, in parentheses, good. So that'd probably change your alignment to chaotic good.
Okay, that's fine.
So another 1d6 to find your bond.
Okay, 3.
My torment drove away the person I love. I strive to win back the love I've lost.
Isn't that person dead? Isn't...
It's D&D. That doesn't have to mean anything.
All right. Could be undead. Drove away the person I love. All right.
We'll heal him. Just a little dead.
Okay.
All right.
And one more D6 to find your flaw.
I think poetry was that.
I have an
We'll pick
addiction.
another one. Too bad poetry. And drama?
It doesn't say.
Poetry. Oh, God.
And drama.
So, roll a D100 to see what gothic trinket you start with.
Ooh.
How do I roll a D100? It only says 4 through 20. Do I just do 5 times?
Nope. What you would do is advanced roll.
Oh, sorry. I'm back with you.
It's not stupid. It's advanced.
I'm gonna sing the theme
36.
song.
A necklace formed of the interlocked holy symbols of a dozen deities.
Wait, where does this go?
That's a
Items?
piece of equipment you have.
All right, tell me again.
A necklace formed of the interlocked holy symbols of a dozen deities.
Looks like deities. Is that right? Is that how you spell it?
Deities.
There we go.
Those boobies.
Okay, and now if
No, no.
you want to go to your bio, we're gonna jump over to Xanathar's guide and do some random tables from there.
Here, I'm ready.
Okay, 1d6 for your heraldic sign.
I have that.
3 drops of blood beneath a horizontal sword blade on a black background, symbolizing 3 foes you have sworn to kill.
What the crap? Where does that go?
This will probably all just go into your backstory.
Okay. So I can go ahead and type this in later, but what is this? What did I just roll for?
This was your heraldic sign, so like you would have a
I'll
piece
just
of...
look it up later. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Another 1d6 to figure out your instructor. 2. Military. Your trainer served with a group of soldiers and knows much about working as a team. And another 1d6 for your signature style. 3. Cunning. You dart into attack at just the right moment and use small-scale tactics to tilt the odds in your favor. Okay. Roll the D100 to see if you know who your parents are. Okay, you know who your parents are or were. Roll another D100 for your birthplace. 85. Sewer or rubbish heap? Rubbish heap.
Like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Roll a D10 to see how many siblings you have. 1. You're an only child.
I'm so maladjusted.
Let's do...
Yeah, what part of the book are these in?
These latest tables are in Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not read that part. I was going to go peruse
Roll a d6 to decide why you became a fighter. 3. Horrible monsters descended on my community, killing someone I loved. I took up arms to destroy these creatures and others of a similar nature. That's perfect.
It's consistent.
Character is so deeply, darkly flawed. You have a tragic backstory.
that.
But you know who your parents are, so.
It's tragic and angry.
And yet I write like Paul Simon.
Okay.
I call you Al.
I think that about fills out what we need for your Goliath. If you want to just kind of work on a name, and then also things like your age, height, weight, things like that.
Yeah, can't I roll for those two?
Yes, there
Not the
is
name one, but the...
Yeah, those are going to be for both.
Whoa.
Whoops, hit a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see. For a Goliath, roll 2d10. Got a 10. That's gonna put you at 7 feet tall. Oh,
dang.
sorry, with the extra 6, you are 7.5 feet tall.
Andre
And
the Giant.
roll 2d6 really quick. And you weigh 280 pounds.
That's really skinny for that tall. Wiry, very
All right.
wiry.
Is my size large?
Your
Oh, no, it said
size
I was
is
medium, right?
medium. However, when dealing with endurance, you're counted as large. And we can put that in the future. And let's add in a new character. Let's have... I'll play people be able to see it. And Kane, this will be you.
Okay.
It is
Here,
temporarily called Iocriscot Tyr,
Okay then.
because that's the random name it decided.
That is incredibly random.
What race are you going to be?
I'm going to stick with the Kenku.
Okay, we're going to be a Kenku. Wonderful.
What's that again?
Kenku are the crow people.
Yes. Well, I think they're actually ravens, but yes.
Yes.
Kenku training. You are proficient in your choice of the following 2: acrobatics, deception, stealth, and sleight of hand.
I close out the book here too. That's I'm thinking stealth. Well, I don't know. What's the penalty on heavy armor for stealth, though?
You'd get disadvantage.
Okay. I think that does actually still fit the character, though, because he does still try and use his wild. Definitely not deception. He doesn't like being dishonest. So we'll go with stealth and sleight of hand.
Okay. And now let's roll your stats.
4d6.
Okay, so we've got 10.
Ooh, 17.
Yep. 12. 11. 12.
Ooh.
And 8. overall, pretty good.
Yeah.
A little bit better than Wormet had.
Okay, and Paladin is Charisma?
Oh.
Constitution.
We have the compendium. We can open up the compendium. Paladin.
Charisma. It is Charisma.
Okay.
Charisma on her. So, probably want to
And
go ahead and...
keep in mind, as a Kenku, you get +2 to dexterity and 1 to wisdom.
Ah, good point. Okay, since I need the charisma for my bonuses, we'll go ahead and stick the high score there. So, what was that again? 17.
17. Yep, 17's your highest.
Oops. How do I edit that? Oh, there it is. There we go. All right. And let's see, 9. And Kenku was a bonus to dexterity 2. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stick that 8 in dexterity since I'll get it up to a 10.
Okay.
That stays where that's good.
So you've got 10, 11, 12, and 12 left.
10, 11, 12, and 12. Where's my other bonus? The bonus is wisdom.
Yep, you get +1 to wisdom. So you might want to put the 11 in wisdom, because then that bumps it up to 12 and gives you the +1.
That's a good point.
So you've got 10, 12, and 12.
Okay. Then con. Put the other one in strength. Okay, so 12 strength, 10 dex, 12 con, 10 intelligence, 12 wisdom, 17 charisma.
Excellent. Let's see, other things that you get for being a paladin. Proficient in all armor and all non-exotic weapons. Okay. Your skills list. Choose 2 of them.
2 skills. Alright. Ones that I didn't automatically get for other things.
Yeah, so you have athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion as your choices.
Ooh. Let me look that over really quick. Where? What page is that?
I've just got the compendium open.
Got it. Never mind. I found it.
Okay.
Okay. Athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine. Persuasion would probably be really helpful since I'm not going to be able to intimidate anybody.
Yeah. Persuasion is probably good.
Okay, so we'll go with persuasion.
Okay.
And how about insight?
Insight would be good.
All right.
Excellent. Let's see. Health points, you get 11.
Where did that go?
The hit points
Oh, there it is.
in the
Sorry,
middle.
looked right past it.
Okay.
Got it.
And then make sure you also put it in the bigger box too.
Oh, right.
Because if you do that, when we get tokens and everything, this will actually add and take away from your hit points as you get damaged and stuff. It's really awesome.
Gotcha.
Okay, so do you want to start with a martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons?
I'm thinking we're going to go traditional and go with a martial weapon and a shield.
Excellent. 5 javelins or any simple melee weapon?
Let's go javelin.
Okay. A priest's pack or an explorer's pack?
Ooh, what is in the priest pack?
The priest's pack has a backpack, a blanket, 10 candles, a tinder box, an alms box, 2 blocks of incense, a censer, vestments, 2 days of rations, and a water skin.
Should I get that, or should we leave the cleric to get that?
Let me
I'll
check
probably take the-
cleric really quick. Cleric can choose that.
One of us should probably take it.
the priest's pack, yeah.
Otherwise, I can take the adventuring pack.
The explorer's
Or
pack?
Explorer's pack, yeah.
Yeah, and then Wormet got what's the other one?
She took the.
She got an explorer's pack. It looks like she dropped out at some point.
She
Oh.
let the dogs out. I'm not.
Ah.
Let's see. Oh, so. Weapon?
There she is.
Wonderful. Okay, and you also get chainmail and a holy symbol.
Five javelins. Oh yeah, chainmail. Okay, that is all noted.
Okay, Wormet, we can't hear you, so you might have lost sound. You also get Divine Sense, which, that's funny. I forgot that Divine Sense says that you know the type, celestial, fiend, or undead, of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. The vampire Count Strahd von Zorvich, for instance. I forgot that that's actually in the player's handbook. That they specifically call out Strahd by name.
That is hilarious.
They can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just Wormet can't.
Yeah.
So Divine Sense goes under feature.
Yeah, that's going to be under features and traits.
Divine Sense. Okay.
And you can use that a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. And when you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses.
Cool.
You can also lay on hands, which is you have a pool of healing power where you can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll note that later. Other stuff. Okay, so those are good. Alright, what's that?
Background. Do you want to do the same background that Wormet had, or do you want to do one of the normal ones from the player's handbook?
That is a good question.
I am perfectly okay with all 3 of you being haunted ones, if that's what you want. That definitely fits into the whole gothicness of the Curse of Strahd.
I'm sorry, can you explain that one again?
Haunted one is you're haunted by something so terrible you dare not speak of it. You've tried to bury it and run away from it, but to no avail. It haunts you. Whatever it is can't be slain with sword or banished with spell. It keeps coming to you. It has taken its toll, isolating you from most people and making you question your sanity. You must find a way to overcome it before it destroys you. So, most definitely, it's gothic and drama.
Yeah.
Because we're doing a gothic horror.
Let me look at these really quick in the book and see if there's one that I feel might fit the concept a little bit better.
Sure.
That could be good, but I don't want to necessarily haunt it so much as what's the word?
Describe your feelings. Look inside. A sense of loss?
That's your kid. You feel special or something.
So in the
That would
play,
be haunted.
Could be.
what was that?
I was thinking my character feels responsible for the death of his master.
So that is probably just going to be a bit of flavoring and probably not part of your actual background.
Yeah.
As is mechanically defined. The harrowing events are so awesome.
I'm just gonna call you Splinter for the rest of the game, even though you're a bird.
Do you want to ruminate on that for a while, and we'll hop over to Nosy?
Sure thing.
Okay. Let's
Like
create. All players can see this. Okay. I can't even begin to pronounce the name it gave you.
There we go. Whoa, yeah.
It kind of sounds like the D&D version of McLovin.
Or like, I guess the double L could be Ukloska? I don't know. Can we change these names?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can edit them.
I did. That's why mine says Unknown Goliath.
Oh, is Unknown actually your character name?
No, there's just a lot of naming conventions for Goliath names, and I just wasn't prepared to pull one out of my butt.
Let's see. Tabaxi name. Tabaxi name generator. Thank you, Internet. At fantasynamegenerators.com, they have a Tabaxi name generator.
They have like 200 or 300 name generators. They're crazy. Ooh. Because you're a Tabaxi, roll a d8 for your obsession.
Oh, I know. I got so excited reading that. Let's see.
Oh, sweet Wizards of the Coast.
What's
I just
going
did
on?
Goliath
Oh,
name
it.
generator.
And what's the Goliath? What did they come up with?
All these 10-syllable names. Like, I don't even know I could say any of these, but I will give you a sampling in the chat box.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Wow.
Those look stupid.
The name can, I mean, it fits them. It needs 5
Yeah.
syllables or more.
La fuck, good guard. That's amazing.
And remember, Goliaths prefer to go by their nickname. So if you picked Lafak Goat Guard Vio
Let's call you
Myganeno, you would go by Goat Guard.
We'll just call you Goat for short.
This Tabaxi name generator.
So
Not working.
the Tabaxi obsession that number 4 is a wizard's secrets.
Ooh.
And let's do a D10 to see what your quirk is.
Okay, 1D.
8. When talking about something you're obsessed with, you speak quickly and never pause, and others can't understand you.
Wow, that's. Wait, am I playing a character? Let's see, where does that go on this? Attribute, character sheet, bio info.
Oh, where would that go?
Maybe personality traits. I don't know. But, let's roll your stats really quick.
Let's see. Bio section will type anything. Yep, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you want me to roll?
4d6. Make sure they're separate.
Okay.
And you can get that in an advanced roll.
Change that up from 1 to 4.
Oh, 1d4. Is it 1d4?
That's 46. Just change the 1 to 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you still had to. You just need 3 more. There we go.
Okay, except that was 3d6. We're doing 4d6.
Well, I did one above it, but it
Oh.
rolled a 1.
Okay, so sure. Your first one will be 11. What's your second?
Okay. How many of those do you want?
6.
I did 1. Dang. Okay.
You drop highest, or drop
Still.
lowest. It's still really good.
Okay, so you've got 11, 16, 13, 17, 8, 16. So you have the best rolls.
For Cleric, let's see.
You're going to want high charisma.
Mm.
And you actually want to put your 17 in charisma because Tabaxi get a +1. So you'd have an 18 charisma.
Yeah. Let me see. Where's the. This is type this in here. Right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be back in just a second.
That was 17. Or wait. No. Right. 17. 217. I probably need a high wisdom or intelligence as well.
Wisdom's usually good for clerics. I thought clerics were actually primarily wisdom, not charisma.
It's both, depending.
Let's find out. Wisdom modifier for your spell stuff. So definitely want high wisdom.
Well, I have 217. So.
Wait.
Wait. Do I? Let's see. 6, 6, 5.
That's 17. And that's 16.
Okay. So we'll put the 16 in wisdom. And then I've got an 11. Guess I'll put 11 in strength because why not? And then
Okay, I am back.
looks like here. Got my 11 is fine. 15 is fine. 15. And then where is that?
I put in my picture of the Goliath but it was longer than the square, and so they shrunk him, so he looks very stout now.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's the bottom page.
Okay. Apparently we have 2 viewers, so that's awesome.
Woo! Yay!
Wait, let's see if I can do one thing from the tutorial. Oh!
Away
Worked.
for
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, so you get +2 to your dexterity and +1 to your charisma.
Okay. How do I do the pluses?
So you would
Oh, okay.
alter
So
the score.
use hit dexterity, and then what was the other one?
+1 to charisma.
Ooh. There we go. People
Okay.
like me, but I'm kind of clumsy, and I can't lift anything.
Okay, so going to the cleric. This might be the longest one. Okay, so you start. You also have 11 hit points
Okay.
because
right in the middle.
you get 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Okay.
And then, as a Tabaxi, you are proficient in perception and stealth.
And stealth. And clumsy.
Oh, that'll be fun.
My dex
Okay.
isn't very high, so I think that's the first thing I'll put experience points into.
Yeah, at level 4, you'll get to either pick a feat or add 2 points to your attributes.
Oh, thank goodness.
So pick 2 of the following skills: history, insight, medicine, persuasion, and religion.
Medicine and medicine. Pick them.
Yeah, you click the box.
Medicine and I guess I'm a cleric. I might as well do religion.
You should have religion, and I would almost say history. Someone should have
Okay.
it.
Well, I clicked medicine since I'm going to be the healer.
Well,
Most-
most of your healing is going to be spells.
Good point. Okay. Let's see. What were the other options?
History,
History?
insight, persuasion.
Okay, I'll do. I guess history would be decent.
Yeah.
Tabaxi tells stories. They love
Oh, yeah.
telling stories. See, I read up.
Okay. And let's pick your divine domain really quick.
Where does that go on here?
I don't know if it goes anywhere, but it's going to affect some other thing. It's going to affect a whole bunch of things, actually. It might be under the spells page.
Let's see. Core bio spell.
No.
That was fun part, but you can
You
just
can
put
put
in your
it in
additional
there.
features and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, divine domain. Is it with an E?
Domain.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. The compendium only gives you one choice.
Oh.
It only lets you pick life. But that is okay, because we have the actual player's handbook.
Haha! Hooray for Cleric.
Let's see.
Oh, and there are a couple in Xanathar's guide.
All of life, light, nature, tempest, trickery, or war.
Ew. Of the two in Xanathar's guide, I think there's only one that you might be interested in.
Okay.
And let me get to that page really quick. That would be Grave Domain.
What's Grave Domain?
Gods of the grave watch over the line between life and death. To these deities, death and the afterlife are a foundational part of the multiverse. To desecrate the peace of the dead is an abomination. Followers of these deities seek to put wandering spirits to rest, destroy the undead, and ease the suffering of the dying.
Ooh, I do like that.
Their magic also allows them to stave off death for a time, particularly for a person who has still some great work to accomplish in the world. This is a deity of death, or this is a delay of death, not a denial of it, for death will eventually get its due.
I feel like I played an Oracle that had that in Pathfinder.
Kinda? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Something
that.
very
Very
useful. And what was the other one? Life? Just life? Life?
Oh, there's a list.
So the other ones are knowledge, life, light, nature, tempest, trickery, war.
Let's do the death one. Let's see what's the name again.
The grave domain.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what you get. At first level, you get Circle of Mortality. At first level, you gain the ability to manipulate the line between life and death. When you would normally roll one or more dice to restore your hit points with a spell to a creature at 0 hit points, you instead use the highest number possible for each dice.
Okay. That goes under spells, right?
That would actually go under features.
Oh, features. Okay.
Oh, sure.
In addition, you learn the Spare the Dying cantrip, which doesn't count against the number of cleric cantrips you know. For you, it has a range of 30 feet, and you can cast it as a bonus action.
Okay, so this is an other feature? Okay, there we go. And the name of it again is?
Circle of Mortality.
I am Cleric. I'm not a dwarf.
That's just what it puts
I know.
in.
Just kind
to-
of funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is our cute cat, Georgie. What's up, buddy?
You also get Eyes of the Grave. At first level, you gain the ability to occasionally sense the presence of the undead, whose existence is an insult to the natural cycle of life. As an action, you can open your awareness to magically detect undead. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and that isn't protected from divination magic. This sense
Very cool.
doesn't tell you anything about the creature's capabilities or identity.
Just that they're there.
Yes.
So no ghosts. No ghosts can get away from me.
Ooh,
I'm like a ghost
actually,
Since we're going into the castle of undead, I feel like that would be super helpful.
yes.
I just horribly generalized. Like everything's dead.
I noticed that as a cleric, you actually don't cast spells with charisma. You cast them with wisdom.
Oh.
But keeping it as it is perfectly fine, because if you moved your 17, if you switched your 16 and 17 with wisdom and charisma, you just end up with two 17s. And since those are both +3, you might as well keep them as they are.
Yeah. Or I could move the 17 to intelligence.
No,
No. Okay. We'll leave it.
keep it as is.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why Georgie's clamoring.
I have the pups battling in my office, so I think Quiet Georgie is all right.
Come here, you. Say hi. Say hi to the people on the internet.
People on the internet do tend to enjoy cats. Okay, so you start with, well, your first choice is a mace or a warhammer if you're proficient, and you're not proficient in warhammers. So you get a
Well,
mace.
that's okay. I wanted the mace anyway. I got to use one once in a high school play.
Nice.
And it was a real mace.
Hopefully you didn't hit anyone with it.
No, but it was a cool production of Robin Hood. They were just teaching us how to use them
Nice.
for stage combat. But anyway, let's see. So, hacks and spellcasting, items. Let's see. I'm going to items. So. Ooh.
Okay.
Map
Your next choice is scale mail, leather armor, or chainmail if proficient, and I'm checking you are not proficient with chainmail. So, scale mail or leather armor. I think scale mail would be
the scale mail give you?
Basically, the only reason you would pick leather over scale mail is if you had a high dexterity.
Okay.
You don't. You have a normal. So keep in mind, you're not actually clumsy. You're just not graceful.
Yeah. I'm not an acrobat.
You're normal. Okay.
So if I choose me...
You're normal. Suffer your mediocrity.
And then a light crossbow and 20 bolts or any simple weapon.
Ooh, I love crossbows.
I think that's the better pick for you.
So WrestleMania is going on right now, and Matt's wearing his sweetest cyborg shirt, or cape. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, my cat is so freaking
He's
out.
protesting.
Hopefully across the apartment, that's the thing.
Georgie is saying, no, Daddy, don't do it.
Okay, so leather, armor, and a mace, and a crossbow.
You would pick scale mail.
Scale mail, that's right.
Yeah. So remember, scale mail is better than leather if you don't have a high dexterity.
Okay, cool. So for right now, I'm just gonna write these down in here, and then I'll figure out where they go on the sheet in particular and fill up the stat.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, right there. No. Okay, I'll figure it out.
So with scale mail, you would actually change your armor class to 14.
Okay, armor class goes to 14?
Yep.
Got it. And then speed is based off of?
Your race. So you move 30 feet, but you also have a climbing speed of 20 feet.
Let's assume mine is 30 as well.
Okay. And then a priest's pack or an explorer's pack?
I'll do the priest's pack.
Okay. It also gives you vestments, so you have priest clothes.
Cool.
And you also get a shield and a holy symbol. So the shield will actually bump your AC up again by... It's 2, so you go up to AC 16.
Cool. Nice.
I like the sound of that.
Me too.
Yeah. And then you get a bunch of spells, which we can actually do that off camera.
Okay.
We're closing in on the halfway point for our normal time, so I want to get through at least the basics, and then we can go back, depending on how much time we have.
Cool.
So, do you want to roll the, not necessarily background stuff, but some fun class-specific tables from Xanathar's Guide?
Yeah.
Just like Wyrmet did? Okay. So let's roll a d6 to see what we know about the temple you trained in.
I ended up with poetry, so you know this can't go wrong.
That was part of your background. 1. Your temple is said to be the oldest surviving structure built to honor your god.
Ooh. Nice.
Another d6 to figure out your keepsake. Oh, that's awesome. I will definitely be doing stuff with this. A metal-bound book that tells how to hunt and destroy infernal creatures.
Ooh. That's fun.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I'm a character from Supernatural.
Okay, and then a d6 to figure out what your secret is.
Okay, my secret. Maybe it's Maybelline?
You know, that might be it. So another 2. You
Yep.
believe that in the final analysis, the gods are nothing more than ultra-powerful mortal creatures.
Wow, that's actually kind of accurate to myself.
So, Nosi, are you sure you're playing a character, or are you just putting yourself in this game?
Not intentionally, but at least it'll be easy for me to play the character. That way, in the final analysis, the gods are ultra powerful mortal beings.
Mortal creatures, yeah.
Mortal creatures. Got it.
Which, ooh. So one of the main gods of death is the Raven Queen. She's a
Ooh.
goddess of death, and she was, at one point, a mortal creature. She was, back in near the beginning of time, she was actually an elf.
Ooh. That sounds really cool.
And she rules on the Shadowfell. And any soul that dies and doesn't go to a particular place, basically, if no other god claims that soul, they go to her.
Ooh, that's really cool. What does she do with them? Do they become her flock?
No, they just kind of hang out in her kingdom.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good way. Population control.
Yeah, so that's a big thing. When Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes arrives here in a couple of months, there's going to be a lot more in that about the Raven Queen, so we can go over that when that happens.
Very cool.
But that's not being released until June.
In a side note, there is an author that I love who is a Washington author. If you Gaffney and Galemorn, and she puts a lot of pagan religious stuff in it. And the Raven Queen is actually in her novel series.
Nice.
Yeah, well, her version of the Raven Queen. So.
I wonder if that's a riff off the Morrigan.
In a way it is. But she puts a lot of really interesting spins on everything in her novels. Because it's her own fantasy setting,
Cool.
as well as drawing on established tropes with elves and stuff. But it's also urban mythology because it takes place in modern day Seattle.
Nice.
Partially. And partially in a fey realm called Otherworld.
That's awesome. So, do you want to do the Haunted One background?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
This just sounds so much fun.
So you get to choose another skill, Arcana, Investigation, or Survival, since you already have Religion.
I think I did survival.
Yes, you did. Well,
What is
actually, no.
Arcana?
You picked Survival from your class, and then you picked Investigation. But Nosy, you're going to pick Arcana?
What is Arcana?
Oh, Arcana is arcane magic.
Okay. And
So-
then the other choices were, besides survival,
Investigation.
let's see. Well, I'll go with Arcana.
Okay.
I'll do a magic-heavy
Yeah.
character. It'll be different for me because in a lot of our games I've wound up being the tank, so it'll be a nice change. Even when I played a blind oracle, I kind of wound up being the tank.
That's awesome.
It was a little weird.
Okay, so you get to pick an exotic language. And let me double check. I'm not positive I was correct earlier on what deep speech is. Because I was describing undercommon when I was saying deep speech. So let me flip through the book really quick. Deep speech. Oh, that is the language of mind flayers and beholders.
Creepy.
Yeah.
So that would...
So we would be able to talk to the creatures that would kill us immediately? Is that what I'm
Helpful.
hearing?
Like deep crows.
Deep cross.
So there's abyssal, celestial, deep speech, draconic, infernal, primordial, sylvan, or undercommon.
Let's see. We've got abyssal. Maybe draconic.
Okay.
What did you choose as yours?
I didn't have much choice.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
get
Kenku
and
just get... But even more fun, Kenku have mimicry.
Ooh, yeah,
so I
that's
can
right.
pretend I know what I'm saying.
Actually, as I understand it, the Kenku understand what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
They just have to hear a sound before they can use it.
Okay.
Draconic or sylvan? Let's see. I'll go with sylvan.
Okay. Let's roll a 1d10 for your harrowing event. 9. A fiend possessed you as a child. You were locked away, but escaped. The fiend is still inside you, but now you try to keep it locked away.
That's so dirty.
Yeah. But also really fun because it's kind of like Naruto. Trying to keep that nine-tailed fox, seven-tailed fox, nine-tailed fox, stuck inside him.
Oh, by
So
the way,
looking up-
both people with Haunted One have the feature Heart of Darkness. which means you colonize Africa.
Oh dear.
Oh no. I don't want to do that. Although,
No, in all seriousness, what it means is those who look into your eyes can see you have faced unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
very cool. You didn't take Pontus?
Wakanda forever!
Yay!
Let's roll a d8 for your personality trait.
So looking at mimicry,
Yeah.
Kenku can copy anything, but they can only understand the languages they speak.
Okay.
But
Yep.
they can still copy it perfectly. You just don't know what it means.
So you can copy common and understand it, but you could
Right.
also copy, say, giant, but not know what it meant.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Just hope for the best.
So the personality trait under 3 is I spend money freely and live life to the fullest, knowing that tomorrow I might die.
Oh, that's really appropriate.
A d6 for your ideal.
Okay.
3. That is going to be the
D6?
same as Wyrmet.
Oh, I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh,
said
you
a
haven't
D6,
rolled it.
right?
Yes, it's a d6.
There we go.
1. I try to help those in need, no matter what the personal cost. And that is associated with good on the alignment.
Damn it.
Chaotic good?
Can I be chaotic good?
You can be. Chaotic good is awesome. That's what Robin Hood is.
That makes sense.
Isn't Mal, Captain Tight Pants, chaotic good?
Yes.
I would say
Oh, yeah.
Chaotic good is you do good by your own personal compass, which may or may not have anything to do with laws.
Yep, I'll do that. Because I think it's stupid if illegal to feed the homeless cattle.
Yes. A d6 for a bond. 6. I have a child to protect. I must make the world a safer place for him or her.
No! Okay. I have a kitten.
Maybe the child is the fiend inside of you.
That gives a new meaning to the phrase inner child.
Gives a new meaning to, like, Uncle Daddy.
Ooh, that's so weird. That Uncle Daddy came up at work on Friday. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just get off that creepy.
Yeah.
We'll call him Uncle Grandpa.
Let's do a d6 for your flaw. I am a purveyor of doom and gloom who lives in a world without hope.
Gonna help everybody,
Life.
even though they're gonna die anyway.
Don't talk to me about life.
And then roll a d100 for your gothic trinket. Fun thing, all of you have at least one holy symbol.
Interesting.
Wyrmet has a total of 13.
How did I miss that memo?
Well, you have one holy symbol from your Monster Hunter pack, and then your gothic trinket is a necklace that has 12 holy symbols for different deities.
Is this like the coexist bumper sticker?
I'm thinking more from the Mummy.
Just go through all of them until one of them works.
Right. Okay, 20 is a bottle of invisible ink that can only be read at sunset.
Ooh.
That sounds super useful inside of a castle.
You're not just going to be inside a castle. Oh, I wish you had rolled one higher.
Oh, one of our cats just had regurgitated on our carpet.
Wonderful.
That's sexy.
I know.
Do you want to hear
Well,
what...
I'm making a character, so could you clean it up? Love you. I love you, Kane.
Do you want to hear what the next one on the list is?
Yes, please.
A wineskin that refills when interred with a dead person for a night.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Like, I wish that was a real thing because it'd be huge and soft seeing like people would love that. As long as you don't get arrested for, digging up graves.
I think it would make cemeteries visited a lot more.
That's true. Which might actually appease the dead. Or piss them off. I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you want to do the other fun random tables from Xanathar's Guide?
Sure. What's the other table?
Those are the tables that Wyrmette was doing to try to figure out a bit of her past. So let's start by rolling a d6 to figure out why you became a cleric.
In so many ways.
I realize that my God works through me, and I do as commanded, even though I don't know why I was chosen to serve.
Ooh, my God works through me, even though I don't know why.
Yeah, and you do as commanded.
That's kind of a whole new meaning to yes, master.
Okay, roll a d100 to see if you know your parents.
I don't know why this one
97. You do not know who your parents were.
Maybe I was given to my temple, like, as a very small child.
You're abandoned in a graveyard.
I was abandoned in a graveyard!
Abducted by a fiend?
Ooh, I was abandoned in a graveyard because I have a fiend in me. Or maybe I ran away, like when I was a really small toddler, because of the fiend.
I just have this wonderful picture of you being possessed by this really powerful demon as a toddler, and the demon went to go do its things, and are like, what the hell? This is a useless body.
Why are these fingers so small?
My legs aren't working right.
I can't reach the counter.
I possessed a drunk person.
Walk in a straight line! Ah!
I definitely think I probably ran away when I was like 3.
Yeah. Okay. You don't really need to roll on any of the other tables because, yeah, they don't really apply for your childhood.
I don't know who my parents are. Oh God, what if they show up later?
Ah! No, stop.
I imagine that you were possessed when you were like 3 and you ran away, and then you woke up and you were like 6 or 7.
Ooh.
And probably
all these
at the
legends.
temple.
Oh yeah.
So like I
That'd be
imagine
crazy.
the clerics helped you take back control.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Or maybe the demon was just like, maybe I'm just gonna go to sleep until she can like do things.
Let's take a look really quick to see ages for Tabaxi. Da, 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 da.
When I was 3, we lived on a military base in Utah, and my mom was doing laundry, and she literally turned her back on me for 30 seconds, and I was gone. And they spent all afternoon trying to find me, and I apparently walked down to the commandant's house, my dad's Coast Guard, and was having tea with his wife, and they walked me back and were like, "Your child showed up on our front porch."
That's awesome.
As all the military police were looking for me. But at least I was at the commandant's house.
Yeah.
I found the highest ranking person on on the military base.
A woman attracted to power.
Okay.
Well, they have a human lifespan? Cool.
So why don't you roll 2d10 to figure out your height modifier?
Oh, I thought I just got 2d10 because my character was really tall.
It changes depending on the things. Like goblins get 2d4. Tabaxi, let's see, that's 9 inches. That puts you at 5 feet 7 inches.
What the hell? That's what I am.
Okay, roll 2d4.
You'll always be little to me.
7
I'll always
times
be
9. Double check my math. That's 63, right?
What is it, 7 times 9?
7 times 9. Yeah, it would be
Yes.
because 70 is 7 times 10.
Yep.
Well, that and it is 63.
So that
That's
will
nice.
put you at 153 pounds.
153 pounds.
Yes.
That's heavy for a tobacco? I got curves.
That would definitely be on the heavier side for a Tabaxi. The highest weight a Tabaxi could get would be 250. With the
bad.
lowest being 94.
Damn, 94? Yeah.
94 and 5'7" sounds like an eating disordered Tabaxi.
It wouldn't be. It would be a 5 foot tall Tabaxi.
Oh, okay.
Or a cheetah.
Okay, so I think other than that, you've got your name. And your spells to pick. And a couple of things here and there to put in. Kane, did you figure out your background?
Yes, I decided to go with Acolyte. That really
Acolyte.
fits my whole idea.
Acolyte's a good one.
You're always such an
In my
acolyte.
compendium, that was the only one listed.
Weird.
So how long is the hymn that is your actual name?
I'm thinking it's probably a couple minutes long.
That's amazing.
Dogme.
Because yeah, like that's how Kenku are generally called. Like one of the examples that they give is bell ringer. And so so everyone else calls them bell ringer, but when they say their name, they
It's
actually make
literally
the
a bell.
sound of a bell ringing.
Yeah, when he ran away from his family and joined the temple, he decided that was going to be his new name. He liked it, and it was too long, so they just call him Tim.
Awesome. Okay, did you pick up the rest of your equipment and stuff for being an acolyte?
I did not. Let's see. Oh, and I also get insight and religion. So I already have insight. So is there a bonus for having insight twice or no?
No.
But I do get religion, so that's cool.
And you get to pick 2 new languages.
Ooh. Let's see. What other languages would be good?
Let's see, the list of languages that you don't have: Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Orc, Abyssal, Celestial, Draconic, Deep Speech, Infernal, Primordial, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Thinking Draconic might be cool.
Okay.
And Giant, because that seems like it might actually come up.
Remember, we have a Goliath that speaks Giant.
Oh, that's true.
Then they could talk to each other.
Oh,
and
no.
get out of it.
Although Orc might be good, considering his past working with his criminal family.
Sure.
It's likely to come up. We'll go for that.
And then you rolled for height and weight in Volo's
Nah,
guide?
I just did average.
Okay.
Average-ish. I can roll for it if you want, though.
No, average will be fine.
So this Tabaxi name generator suggested Misty Button to me, and I'm like really tempted to take that one.
That's awesome.
That sounds like your Tabaxi stripper name.
No, that would be a single song. I'm not even making this up.
Okay. Kane, let's roll a d8 for your personality trait.
Oh.
4. Nothing can shake my optimistic attitude.
Okay.
That'd be on your core page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, personality traits is just under like your alignment
there
and
it
such.
You got it.
Leaf on the water. These names are amazing.
Okay.
Okay, and a d6 for your ideal.
Nice thing, go. Come on.
It's behind your character sheet, hun. There it is.
There.
4. Power. I hope to one day rise to the top of my faith's religious hierarchy.
That was a D8.
Oh, that's a
Sorry,
d8?
Clicked the
Okay.
wrong thing. Here we go. D6.
D6. 6. Aspiration. I seek to prove myself worthy of my god's favor by matching my actions against his or her teachings.
That's perfect. All right.
Why is Stormhunter looking on condescendingly?
I'm just having fun.
Okay. D6 for your bond. 2. I will someday get revenge on the corrupt temple hierarchy who branded me a heretic.
Interesting.
And then a D6 for a flaw. 6. Once I pick a goal, I become obsessed with it to the detriment of everything else in my life. So that sounds like an answer that you would give when an interviewer asks you what your greatest weakness is. And you do that thing where you say something that sounds like a weakness, but it's actually a strength, and you hope they don't see through it.
Accurate. Okay. Well, I guess we know what the goal is. Get back at the temple. And the temple probably had something to do with his master's death, too. Which is why he holds himself responsible.
I'm having Laura Palmer moment, and I chose Tome of Secrets. It was a suggested Tabaxi name. And I can say I'm full of secrets.
That's appropriate. With the whole...
And my book and everything that I have,
Do you want to roll for any of the Xanathar's tables, or are you going to skip that one?
What are those ones?
Things like why I became a cleric. Do I know my parents? Things about them. And there's also a few things that are paladin specific. That once I get there. Not a monk. Okay, so with a paladin, you would pick things like your personal goal, a symbol, your nemesis, and your temptation.
Okay.
Would you like to roll on those tables at least?
Sure.
Okay, let's do a d6 for your personal goal.
1. Do these have a section on the sheet?
They do not.
Okay. We'll put that under additional.
You rolled a 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that'd be peace. You fight so that future generations will not have to.
Sounds good.
D6 for a symbol. 4. A red heart, showing the world your commitment to justice.
That's perfect, because I was thinking he is a paladin of tears, so...
A d6 for your nemesis.
I think black and red go really well together.
6. No.
Oh, dear.
Whoa, what'd you get?
A vampire who has sworn revenge against all paladins after being defeated by one.
Oh. Interesting.
That's not good. I like vampires. Vampires are cool. They're dead.
A d6 for your temptation. 4. Envy. You are mindful of what some famous folk have accomplished, and you feel inadequate when your deeds don't compare to theirs.
It's complicated.
Okay, do you want to roll to see why you became a paladin?
Sure.
Okay, that'd be a d6.
See if this fits into what I have in mind.
2. One of my ancestors left a holy quest unfulfilled, so I intend to finish that work.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Does he know who his daddy is?
Roll a d100 and let's find out.
Who's your daddy?
Oh, sorry, that's a 6. 100. There we go.
46 you do. Let's do a d10 to see how many siblings you have. 4. That would be... Roll 1d3 for me, please.
2.
Okay, that is how many siblings you have. 2.
Probably don't talk to them too often.
Ooh, huh?
Yep. 2 other birthdays.
Oh, you can also roll the d6 to see why you became an acolyte.
Okay.
5. I followed a childhood friend, a respected acquaintance, or someone I loved into religious service.
Peer pressure.
I think that would be his master, the paladin, to help him get off the street.
It's like a alkalite youth services.
Okay, so why don't you roll a D100 to see what life event you have for being 14? 94.
Really big roll.
That is a high number.
You committed a crime or were wrongly accused of doing so. Roll on the crime table to determine the nature of the offense, and on the punishment table to see what became of you. So let me go. Okay, D8 for your crime.
That's appropriate.
Counterfeiting. And D12 for your punishment.
The mimic.
You were nearly caught in the act. You had to flee and are wanted in the community where the crime occurred.
Okay. So he's helping me escape.
The mimic got caught for counterfeiting.
What they do.
So, Nosi or Wormet, would you also like to roll life events?
Yes, this is fun.
Okay. Have you picked how old you are?
Having
You can actually, it lets you roll for it if you would like.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so roll a D100.
Can I roll for mine too?
Yes. 9. That puts you
I'm
at
9?
20 years or younger. Wormet 76 puts her at 41 to 50 years old.
Don't Goliath take a long time, though?
I don't remember.
Oh, no!
Okay, 20 years or younger. Let's say I'm...
Goliaths have lifespans comparable to humans.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Goliath is the elder.
Okay. That also makes it kind of weird, Nosi, that you have a kid that you're protecting and you're 20 or younger.
Hey!
Okay. 18.
No
Roll a
judgment.
D100 for your one life event.
We might go into heat. I mean, we're cats, so... Never mind. Okay, what do I roll?
You would roll D100 for your life event. Wormet, you'd roll 1D8 to see how many life events you get.
Oh.
So 62, you spent time working in a job related to your background. Start the game with an extra 2d6 gold.
Ooh.
Wormet, you get to roll for 8 events. So let's start with the first one. Roll a D100.
Okay.
84. You had a supernatural experience. Roll on the supernatural events table to find out what it was. So roll another D100.
Oh god, there's 100 options?
No. 87. A celestial or a fiend visited you in your dreams to give a warning of dangers to come.
A fiend!
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so that's one event. Let's go on to the second one with another D100. 22. You fell in love or got married. If you get this result more than once, you can choose to have a child instead. Work with your DM to determine the identity of your love interest.
Didn't they already die?
Yep.
Go.
So...
Deads. There we go.
Okay, let's see what your third event is. 11. You gained a bit of good fortune. Roll on the boons table.
Woo!
So that would be a D10. 5. A relative bequeathed you a simple weapon of your choice. So you get another weapon. Awesome.
Sweet.
So we're on to life event 4. 35. You made an enemy of an adventurer. Roll a d6. An
Oh,
odd number indicates you are to blame for the rift, and an even number indicates you are blameless.
Okay. Well, you said a 6?
Yes. Okay, you are blameless. And yeah, we'll work out between events to figure out what you got. Who that person is. Okay, so that 18 was for your 5th event?
Yep.
Okay. Roll on the boons table again. So that's another d10. 3. You found a riding horse.
Yay!
Okay, so let's see what event 6 is. 29. You fell in love or got married.
No!
Do you want to have a child instead?
Don't they all die?
Well, if you have a child, the child that I'm protecting could be yours.
Could be.
Cool.
that's interesting.
All right. So I'll have a kid.
Okay. Let's see what the 6th event is.
There. My character now has a full name.
It's a YouTube link.
31. Roll the d6. You made an enemy of another adventurer.
Dang.
It happens.
This time, you're to blame. Okay, event number 7. 90. You fought in a battle. Roll on the war table to learn what happened to you. Work with your DM to come up with the reason for the battle and the factions involved. It might have been a small conflict between your community and a band of orcs, or it could have been a major battle in a larger war. So roll d12.
Oh, D12, sorry.
Vanderhort is an actual name.
11. You escaped the battle unscathed, though many of your friends were injured or lost. Okay. And one more D100 to get your last event. 35. Another adventurer. You pissed off
man.
3 adventurers in your life.
Had a rough career.
Wait, crap, I already have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How's your
Okay.
charisma?
Never mind then.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Okay.
No more enemies.
I mean,
You're
understandable.
free? Maybe they were all part of the same group? I don't know.
Well, she was blameless in one, but not blameless in the other.
What? Yeah, maybe you used like the wrong word in a different language for that first one. It's just a misunderstanding.
Okay. And now...
I have no idea. Clicked the wrong thing.
Um,
Bang the buttons.
Tome of Secrets. You have spells to pick.
Yay! Okay.
Let's see. You get 2 first-level spells because of your domain. And I will tell you... Okay, those are Bane and False Life.
Yeah, it's a plus.
Let's
And
see.
that should be from the skill levels.
What school is that? Let's see.
Let's see what school. So you're because you're a cleric, you actually know all cleric spells. You can only have so many prepared.
Okay.
But Bane and False Life, you will always have those prepared. And those do not count against your limits.
False light or false
Life. Life.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting to Bane.
No. That one.
Bane is an enchantment spell.
Okay.
It has a casting time of 1 action.
Yep.
A range of 30 feet. It has a verbal, semantic, and material components, and the material component is a drop of blood.
That's at least easy to come by.
It is a concentration spell with a duration of up to 1 minute. So there's actually a component slot right up here.
Yep, I just saw that.
Okay.
Oh.
I just put it in.
Yeah.
So the description is up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or the saving throw.
Okay. There's some place we can figure out of.
What was that?
Is there some place where I can copy and paste that into here?
Let me check in the compendium. Compendium spells. Searching. Yes.
Okay. I will do that before next game. Let's copy that shit into the description. Pardon my language. I don't know if that is allowed on this feed.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Cool.
What am I doing? I keep doing that. I only add the tool when it keeps doing stuff.
Alright. And then false life?
False Life, yes. That is another one that you definitely get.
That necromancy?
Probably? Yes, it is necromancy. You get 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
+4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
Yep.
Okay. And what's the casting time?
What was that?
What's the casting time?
Give me a second. The casting time is 1 action. Its range is yourself, and the duration is an hour.
1 hour.
And it has verbal, semantic, and material components. And the material component is a small amount of alcohol or distilled spirits. And then on top of that, you can pick another... Let me open up your core for a second.
Oh.
Yep. So the thing is when one of us changes pages, it changes the page for everyone, or at least for me and you.
Cool.
So I just went to your core page, and then it flipped it in your... Okay, so you get 5 more first level spells that you can have
Cool.
prepared.
Awesome. I'll look through them. I'm sure we have a link to the book, right?
Yep.
I have the book right here.
And then you get the cantrip Spare the Dying, plus 3 others.
There. Where's the dying? Okay.
Spare the Dying is one of those spells that, well, let's put it this way. I've seen characters die because the cleric decided I don't need to have Spare the Dying prepared today.
No! That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Basically, you touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, the creature becomes stable. Has no effect on undead or constructs.
Good in torture situations.
It's also really good to make sure your allies don't make death saving throws.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know 5th edition very well, but when you get down to 0 hit points, you roll a d20, and you have to roll a 10 or higher 3 times before you roll a 9 or lower 3 times.
Okay.
Huh.
And if you're at 0 hit points and are not stabilized, a attack on you, if it's a melee attack, it's a critical hit. Critical hits make you automatically fail 2 death saving throws. A normal hit causes you to fail 1.
Okay.
So there are a couple of creatures in the monster manual where their first attack... There's one creature I know that can take like a normal 8th level character and bring them from a quarter health to having failed all 3 all 3 death saving throws, and it's a very low CR creature. So making sure that you're stabilized is a very important thing.
Yeah. Sounds like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are there any components to it?
To Spare the Dying, I don't... Let's see, Spare the Dying, verbal and semantic. And the semantic component is touching the person. Basically, you touch the person and say a couple of words. And they don't die.
Come on, and touch me, babe. Can't you see? Anyway.
It's bard healing. I love it.
That I am not afraid.
The base text for that is actually on the official website.
Oh, cool. So cool.
I have the nice now.
Okay, so...
Okay, you can like it by doing that. Ah!
Oh, neat.
Nice.
Sam figured out how to make it.
How did you do that?
So, once I copied and pasted the text off of the D&D Beyond website into my ability, and then once it's locked in by hitting the little gear icon, you can hit the little
The
speech bubble next to that, and it quotes it into the chat.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that in my tutorial.
We also learned today that Roll20's tutorial is multiple years out of date.
Oh no.
Oh,
Because it talks
Wow.
about how it has Google Plus, the Google Hangout compatibility, which
No.
we wanted to do, and it hasn't had that for almost 2 years now.
Whoa. Oh wow.
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay, so I'm thinking that's about everything, at least for creating characters. Does anyone have anything that they think should be filled in that isn't filled in? That needs to be filled in tonight?
No, I would go over my sheet and just make sure that I've got all the spells filled in, and then I need 3 more spells. Wait, no, 4 more spells, right? And 3 cantrips.
You need 3 cantrips and 5 spells.
Okay, 3 cantrips, 5 spells.
Yes.
I'm gonna just put that in our group chat.
Oh, and I should also probably that which martial weapon.
Yeah, and then figure out the martial weapons that you guys want to have.
Huh, what's that static from?
I think that's coming from you guys.
I don't hear this coming from me.
Oh, that is
yeah.
coming from you, yeah.
Sorry, what's the sound? And I won't be able to address it.
You are breaking up horrifically.
I haven't had a good connection this session, so I mean, next week we do this, I should be working from my new computer, so
Yeah.
hopefully that'll work better.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking up chainmail we're meant to see. Okay, that gives you an AC of 16.
16 plus the
Do you want me to
shield
change
plus
it?
2.
I did not understand what either of you just said there.
So I have chainmail plus shield, so that's 18. Is that correct?
That'd be for you, yes.
Okay.
And
Just chainmail.
yep. And since chainmail is heavy armor, it does not add anything due to your dexterity.
No dex bonus.
Yes. And also you have disadvantage on stealth, athletics, and I have to look it up. I think it might be sleight of hand.
Okay.
Heavy armor. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out some other time. Oh, wait. Here we go. If the armor table shows disadvantage in the stealth column, you have disadvantage on dexterity stealth checks. Okay, it's just stealth. And also, to wear chainmail, you have to have a 13 strength.
What was that? Your mic was cutting out.
To wear chainmail, you have to have a 13 strength.
Oh, I can't even use it then. Crap. Can I change out my chainmail for something else?
Let's see. Paladin.
So I don't even have anything else that high.
Let's give you
Count.
ringmail, which has a 14 AC.
Okay.
That's better than a naked paladin.
Yeah.
Do I sound better?
Yes.
Yes.
Much.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just reconnected.
Huzzah! We're met. You have a voice. Yay.
Yeah, ring mail has no strength requirement and AC 14, so Kane, you would have 16 AC.
Got it.
And then
Kane, what are you testing?
Oh, I was just messing with my avatar settings. Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so it looks like everyone not only has the same hit points, but has the same AC.
That's
No.
Everyone has 11 hit points and an AC of 16.
Who's gonna attack? No, it's your turn. I can heal. Well, you can heal. Uh-oh.
I can heal. I will heal. You should tank.
Fine.
Yeah.
At least I have a shield.
So
Least
I'm
you
going to
have
show
shield.
you guys
Hail mail.
something fun really quick.
Okay.
If this works right, you're not really able to see anything on the page that we just sent you to.
Truth.
I see blackness.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually a map there.
Ooh.
Yes, I did learn how to see it in the tutorial.
Yeah, so. But let's just bring you
Dun,
back to the
dun,
loading
dun.
page.
Da-da-da.
So a couple of things to do for next time will be make sure everyone gets a token of some kind to represent your character.
Yep.
So I will show you what all of the tokens are going to look like on here, so you have an idea. I don't know if that's the right size, but they're all circular with a ring around them. If you guys can't find anything that matches that, that's perfectly fine, but that's
I don't
what...
see anything. What are we looking at? Where?
I don't see what you're seeing, Trav. It's not going on our vision thing. Oh, there it is. I can see that little dude now.
Oh, there, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
It just popped up, though it wasn't there until after I said something.
Yeah,
Aha!
I know. I changed the layer it was on, because I'm
Oh.
apparently on a different layer than you guys.
Yes, because you have the
DM.
DM power.
Yes, I have several different layers, and I can do different things in each one, and you guys can't see all of them.
Where should we dump our avatar photo 3D?
Oh, you can put it on your character sheet.
Oh,
Go to
okay.
the bio. Little thing there.
Yeah, so in the art library, which is next to the chat, there's a bunch of free assets. You may or may not find something you're looking for there. But it's a easy place to look, just in case.
And where is this?
So you know the the bubble at the top that says chat?
Yeah.
The one right next to it, it looks like two pictures. That's the art library.
We don't have that. I have journal.
Yeah, tech compendium, jukebox, collection. What's that?
That may be a DM.
No,
only
that's
tab.
macro.
Yeah, that's macros and a couple other things for me.
Yep, we don't get access to
Okay. I don't know. I have... So you know how your journal only contains the 3 characters?
that. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
For mine, it's pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff. So I'm just not fully sure of what I have that you guys do or do not have.
Okay.
So, like,
Yeah, we've only got 6 tabs.
this is one of the things in the art library.
Oh,
Maybe you could help us by like choosing or giving some options for us to choose from.
Yeah, I can probably go through over the next week and put some out that you guys can look at. I think you guys can enter the game without me. Maybe?
I think so.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so what I'll do when I have time is just put out several different icons, and you guys can look through it and tell me what you do or do not like if we're not on
Okay.
at the same time.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and actually, this is our normal ending time.
Yeah,
Alright.
good timing.
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm getting really weird, like, fluctuations in my lighting, too. So it might be a good time, because apparently the ghost is active.
Apparently. Okay, I think that was a very successful first session. Yeah, and so there are 2 people that I've put feelers out who might join us. I haven't heard back for either of them. So we might end up with more than 3 people, because that is a rather small group, although you guys are all more than capable, especially with what you guys picked. You've decided to be offensive against the undead.
Yes.
So
They offend us.
you guys are definitely not a defensive group. Okay, so I think we can end it there. I'm going to end the stream. So
Alright.
Okey-dokey.
for everyone, we will be back next time at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and I hope you can join us.